Michael Radler, Double Dipper, Kathleen Miller, W. Tadeo, S.L. Birdie. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield. Tomorrow in your email, you'll receive 5 documents. Each is a Freedom of Information Law demand. I'm not asking. I know you were told there would be no math, but I'll repeat that number. 5. Freedom of Information Law. I'm going to point to the key word here in a foil right there. Law. Freedom of Information Law right there. Public employees. Each one of you is a public employee. You exist with taxpayer dollars. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. Quote, public employee payroll for the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail. What's not to understand? I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. It's Freedom of Information Law. I'm going to point to the key word right there. Law. Quote, the cost of a surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter and affixed to a building at 2025 Penfield Road to monitor of Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, walks through the parking lot next to the building. You understand that language? The cost of a surveillance device. And when CIA Director Mike Pompeo uses the phrase surveillance device, he's referring to a surveillance device. And no one calls the office of Crazy Town to go talk to him at Langley. So here it is right here. Let me see here. There it is right there. That's it. That's the device that I was on. Surveillance device. Camera. At 2025 Penfield Road. And it has an assigned number called an ICN number. That's what I was told, but given the lies that consume your disgusting 1984, I wouldn't be at all surprised. That's also a lie. So that's it right there. Surveillance device, camera. You bought it, I was on it. I want to know how much it cost. Capiche? Capiche is Italian for understand. Sheriff Todd Baxter can ask his office wall photograph of Benito Mussolini for the definition of capiche if he's confused. Got that? Freedom of Information Law. Key word here is law. L-A-W. I know you were told there would be no spelling. L-A-W. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. The cost to taxpayers for a photography session approved by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter to photograph 10 public employees underwater in a pool. And no, I did not laugh. But there they are, baby. What the hell are you doing? You had to hire a photographer. You had to rent the pool. Did they take time off? Was this on the job? What the hell are you doing? Taking a picture of your fascist stooges underwater in a pool. Is Laura Rideout swimming by there? Did I see her there underwater there? I mean, let me see here. Look at this. This is just absolutely pathetic, a joke, a disgrace, and I love it. So that's what you did at your office. This is what you're doing here in Monroe County. You got that? So, I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. The cost for a trip to Atlanta, Georgia for a hotel and boarding for Monroe County Sheriff employee Ryan Fisher to attend the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia with his canine dog, Lola, on February 3rd, 2019. You sent Ryan Fisher to Mercedes-Benz Stadium with his dog because there was a picture on your Facebook page of Fisher with his canine standing right in front of the stadium, and he was in uniform. If he's in uniform in Atlanta, Georgia, he's on the job. So, How long was he in Atlanta, Georgia? How much in taxpayer dollars did you spend for him to stay in a hotel? How much in taxpayer dollars did you spend for the care and feeding of his dog, Lola? That's what I demand to know. This is such a disgrace that this is what you're doing. How come Ryan Fisher is not on the job in Monroe County? What is he doing in Atlanta, Georgia? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's partying on state and county time. That's what he's doing. He's having a good time. I mean, was he there with the Delta House? What the hell was he doing? I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. I'm going to point to the key word here in the Freedom of Information Law. It's right there. Law, L-A-W. The names and charges of every inmate of Monroe County Jail from January 1, 2018 to December 21, 2018. Very simple. Got the name, the charge. That's what I want to know. That jail is a public facility, and I want to know who's there. Do you understand me? And you know what you're going to do? You're going to blow it off. Because the law is for other people in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. So, now, I'm going to tell you about my weekend. I ran a 5K at Monroe Community College, 18th place in 23 minutes and 11 seconds. 7 minutes slower than when I was in high school, but not that bad for somebody's my age. So, I go to the MCC gym afterwards for the award ceremony to take my first place for my age group and join the festivities. And who do I see at MCC? I mean, here you have four of your fascist stooges right there in the gym. What the hell are your fascist stooges doing at MCC? I mean, look at that. I'm looking around here at the gym. Oh, there's the buffet table. You know, I had some food there at the buffet table. Look at the gut on that guy right there. I mean, look at that gut hanging out over his pants there in your office. I mean, this is just they're standing around here, you four fascist stooges. I saw them all over the place at MCC when I ran this race. Before the race, during check-in, during the race, they were there. After the race here. I mean, what the hell are you doing with your fascist stooges at MCC? Huh? And you know, this guy here with his gut hanging out over here, you know what he's doing? I'll tell you exactly what that guy's doing. This guy is at your Wegmans headquarters. You know what he's buying at your Wegmans headquarters, that guy, huh? He's buying these babies right here. You see that? Mini frosted donuts. That's why that guy's gut is hanging out over his belt. You see that? All right? Now, I want to know how much these four fascist stooges are paid to be standing around here doing nothing at MCC. I took my phone out. I was standing there right in front of them. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, yes. Say hello to my little friend, baby. Here's my camera. I'm going to get to say hello to my little friend in a minute. So anyway, I'm going to frame this baby right here. I'm going to show this to my neighbor because he despises you, just like a number of people I know. And he's going to love this picture of your fascist stooges standing there at MCC doing nothing. So anyway, all right, now Michael Rad with a double dipper. Let me see here. I'm gonna get to your four. I gotta hold your shot of whack job up, Michael. It's your small needle of whack job. All right. I'm gonna read the Michael Radler foil while I'm holding up your small needle of whack job. This is the Michael Radler double dipper foil, because you, Michael Radler, were a Monroe County Sheriff employee for 20 years, and then you retired, and then you were subsequently rehired by Sheriff Baxter as an assistant to the sheriff. What the hell are you doing as an assistant to the sheriff? You sit next to Jimmy the intern, you got a little desk. You know, when the sheriff needs his coffee in the morning, you know, you go get it. You know, when the sheriff needs his shoes shined, you shine his shoes. What else are you doing there? You clean the refrigerator. What the hell are you doing? So I'm going to read this, the Michael Radler foil while I'm holding your small needle of whack job here. It's the Michael Radler foil. There it is right there, MR. Okay? I hereby apply to inspect, obtain, copy following records. The cost of taxpayers of Monroe County, state of New York, if Michael Radler of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is simultaneously collecting his retirement paycheck and a paycheck from his present employment as an assistant to Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter? Well, and you know the answer to that question is yes, because you, Michael Radler, you got 2 paychecks, and our baby, here's your. Matter of fact, I have your 2 paychecks right here. You see, it says you're a double dipper. Okay, here we have. Here's one of your paychecks here. Here's Bank of. Let me show you here, MR. You see right here, Bank of Todd Baxter. You see, Bank of Todd Baxter, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York, made out to Michael Rather. Here's the double dipper here. Here's Todd Baxter's signature, right? And sometimes, Michael, on a check, as I previously said to you, the person writes a little memo to remind themselves why they wrote that check. See, and in your memo, he says corruption and fraud. Okay, so that's one check for you, Michael. And then we have your other check. Here we have again Bank of Todd Baxter, okay, 130 South Plymouth Avenue, Rochester, New York, 14614, Michael Rather, double dipper, okay, we got double dipper over here. All right, there's Todd K. Baxter's signature right there, just for you, all right, because he's paying you off. All right, now we have a little memo again, corruption and fraud. Okay, so those are your 2 checks, all right? And, I noticed something, MR. I'm demanding information from you because, you're the public information contact, am I not correct? Because you have been. And, it's in this RTS. This is a Freedom of Information Law document demanding your public employee payroll. And you are afraid to open your mail, Michael Rather, RTS, return to sender. Why aren't you opening mail? Because you know it's in here, that's why. You know that's a foil. You know how much. Well, how much you pay? Just tell me. You exist because of taxpayer hours. So do you, Kathleen Miller. So do you, W. Tadeo. So do you, S.L. Bro. You know why I don't know your first name, W.S.? I don't have the payroll. When I get that payroll, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna acquire it. I'm gonna buy a domain name. I'm gonna put your names as salary. I'm gonna get a link, and I'm gonna email that to every reporter and editor at the Democrat and Chronicle and every TV and radio station in Rochester. That's exactly what I'm going to do. How is Todd Baxter going to get reelected once the people of Monroe County know what his 170 fanatics are paid? The answer to that is not going to be reelected because people are going to be enraged by his salaries, baby. So, Michael Rather, public employee is afraid to open his mail. But do you know, Michael, you're not alone, baby. You know why? Because this was just regular mail. I didn't pay for this. I just put the stamp on this and put this in mail, came right back to me. Your boss, Todd Baxter, gets certified mail from me where there's a signature, return, receipt. So then I know it arrives. Then I know you got it. So, what do you think's in here? Can you guess? This is a Freedom of Information Law document, and it includes everything that I just read to you. And the most important demand I have is the public employee payroll, because that public employee payroll is what is going to cause your boss, Todd Baxter, to come undone. That's what's in this envelope. It's a foil for his payroll. He is in fear of what is paid to his own employees. And he approves what is paid to his own employees. And he doesn't want anybody to know. I was a public employee in the House, Rayburn Building, the Russell Senate Building, the New York State Capitol. I got a foil for a payroll. I disclosed. I had it in my desk. You want the payroll? Here it is. And the reason why you don't want to disclose the payroll, and I've seen this happen, because when you work in an office and you work closely with people, you are competitive. And you think, I work harder than that guy. I'm more dedicated than that girl. I'm better than him. I'm better than her. I'm superior to that woman. I'm superior to that man. That's what you think. And that's good. But when you look at a public employee payroll and say you're making $60,000 and you're working your ass off 55, 60 hours a week. And you see guys making $75,000. You know what that's going to do to your own morale and everybody that looks at the payroll? Why am I making $10,000 less than him? Why am I making $15,000 less than her? You don't want anybody at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to know what anybody makes. Because it's going to destroy the organization, that's why. Despite the fact that you exist with taxpayer dollars. That's in here. You are in fear of what is in this envelope, despite the fact that every time you go to the bank and cash a check, that's taxpayer dollars. So, first time I sent you a FOIL for your payroll, December 11, 2018, and that's it. Guess how I sent it? Guess how I sent that on December 11, 2018? Registered mail return receipt. And it's the first one I have in my hand. Who do you think that's signed by right there? MJ Radler. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. 12 times. Every single time you refuse to disclose your public employee payroll. Every single time. So, now we have here, I always have my camera with me, and I'm walking over to the Wegmans on Penfield Road. And here you do fascist stooges again. You're always there. There they are again, and they're going right over here to the side of the building here. You know what they're getting? They're getting these babies right here. The Hostess Donuts. Oh, boy, I tell you, just like that guy saw at the MCC gym. Oh, these Hostess Donuts, you're fascist stooges. You eat too many of these babies, giving away problems your guys have. What a joke. You're always over there at that Wegmans. It's pathetic. Here we have another picture, a different picture. Here's a guy right there. You see him? He's right there next to Wegmans. So, I'd like to know if there's a PT test, a physical training test, for your fascist stooges. You have to do push-ups, sit-ups, a 2-mile run, just like a PT test in the Army. That's what I'd like to know. So, anyway. On June 12th, I sent to you a FOIL. Quote, cost of surveillance device purchased for taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd K. Baxter and fixed to a building at 2025 Penfield Road to monitor the person of Chichester at 26 Sands Farm Drive. Walk through the parking lot next to the building. June 12th. Know what I didn't hear? We don't know what the hell you're talking about, Chris. We just don't know what you are talking about, baby. Don't know at all, because that's your device and you'll lie about it. And then you'll call this whack job Lindsey Barron from the Office of Crazy Town to my house. And my attorneys love the fact that she's coming here to my house. Absolutely love it. So let me, I'm going to hold up your small needle of whack job again. Let me see. This is the Michael Rad, the small needle of whack job here. Because, let's see, the surveillance device, it's right there. There's the surveillance device right there. Okay, you got that? So, all right. Now I'm going to read you as I hold up the small needle of whack job. I'm going to teach you about freedom. Quote, when freedom does not have a purpose, when it does not want to know anything about the rule of law engraved in the hearts of men and women, when it does not listen to the voice of conscience, it turns against humanity and society. Pope John Paul II. You, Todd Baxter, as I hold up your small needle of whack job, have turned against humanity and society. Because I am part of humanity and society. And all I'm doing is walking through the parking lot, going to do my normal day and going to the gym, and you decide to destroy my life with your fanaticism. And you don't even have the integrity, the character to tell me how much your fanatics are paid to descend on my life. So, here's the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot right there. Right? 17.9 million people in the state of New York will walk through that parking lot, not one will be arrested. I walk through that parking lot every day when Dr. Gloria Nichols was my dentist. She used to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is before she was my dentist. She's so pleasant, so nice. Because Dr. Nichols is a decent, wonderful person with a perfect heart. And then Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah move in, these disgusting parasites that you have empowered to destroy my life, character, and integrity. So there's no grass cutting going on alongside my house. When I lived here with beautiful, perfect Laura, and there it is right there alongside my house, that little tract of land. And suddenly these parasites from Brock Hollow Tree and Long Key are here all the time, including at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. So Laura calls town of Penfield, Layla Kumar Shah and Neeraj Shah own that land. She gets no answer. I call the Monroe County Office of Real Property. I get no answer. I ask Sean Shah for the title. They send me this ridiculous document that's not a title. So you're going to set me up now. Because you know I'm going to come out of my house and I do it again because I believe in the Fifth Amendment right to property. If you don't own property, you shouldn't be on it. So here he comes. He's got no front teeth. And when you say to him, what are you doing here at 7 a.m. on a Sunday? He says, fuck you. Now he's trying to say, fuck you. But since he's missing his front teeth, he can only say, fuck you. So here he comes along his tract of land right there. You see that? I'll give you a different angle here. Here it is from the opposite angle. There it is. How the hell does anybody own that land? And the answer is nobody owns that land. So here he comes down there. Here he is at 7 o'clock in the morning, riding his little tractor down here towards Sanders Farm Drive here because of the immense importance to cut this grass right here for whack jobs, Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah. And they've never ever set a foot on here, set 2 feet on here, pardon me, ever. So here he comes right here. My house is over here. Next time I go outside for 30 seconds. Here he comes right down this way. See, he's coming that way. He's coming this way. I come right here. I stand right there. I'm standing right here. See where I'm standing right there? I'm outside for 30 seconds. I say they don't own that land. Shot. I'm on video doing it. 30 seconds. They don't own that land. I go back in my house. Sit on my couch right here. I'm looking out the window here. Right now, that's when I see Deputy Fascist Stooge Meyer crash land on her face in my backyard right there. I'm thinking, what the hell is this Deputy Whack Job doing in my backyard dirt? And I'll tell you why she crash landed on her face. Because Deputy Fascist Stooge is eating too many of these donuts from your Wegmans headquarters. That's why. So I'm thinking, what's this Deputy Fascist Stooge doing in my backyard dirt? Now I hear this pounding on my door. And I go to answer it, and there are 5 more on my front lawn, including the guy who was just pounding on my door. And the first words I ever hear from your Deputy Whack Job is a lie. We just want to talk to you outside. I hesitate. I walk outside, and Deputy Fascist Stooge Meyer recovers from being in my backyard dirt. She runs around to the front. She's breathing heavy. I mean, it's just a disgrace. And you surround me on my front lawn, and I go to handcuffs. So you tell me, what crime did I commit? I'll wait for the answer, and I'll wait forever. Criminal contempt. What a fucking joke. Criminal contempt. This is your nauseating lie right there. Criminal contempt for being outside for 30 seconds. They don't own that land and come inside. Standing right there on Sanders Farm Drive where I live, my neighbor Adam is outside. He watched this. He said he'd never seen anything like it. The neighbor across the street watched it too. You're not doing this to me in isolation. My neighbors are repulsed by you, by your boss, Sheriff Baxter. People saw you do this to me with your fanatics. How is that a crime? I know you think it's a crime, and I'm not talking to you, and I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Because I don't give a fuck what you think, and fuck you. So, one day, for the 4,000th time, I take my wonderful little guy and doctor from Lollipop Farm, and I take him along this little strip of land that Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah, these parasites, don't own, to the land behind my residence that they also don't own, and he does his business. So one day, I'm walking him right here, and from the Consumer Insights parking lot that every New Yorker in the state of New York can walk through except me, is departing Nancy Dooley. Now, I have no patience and tolerance for this Consumer Insights cult, because that's where, wait for it, this is it right here, that's where you got the camera. That is where you installed the camera Oh, there it is right there. There's your camera. She works in this building. But there's your surveillance device camera right there. So, this Nancy Dooley is departing from this Consumer Insights, and all of a sudden she stops. She's staring at me and my wonderful little guy. And you've already been to my house repeatedly because of this woman and her fellow nut jobs, like Elliot Roth. So I say to her, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. She drives away. Less than an hour later, knock, knock, Chris. I open the door, and there are your badge-wearing, gun-carrying Barney Fife jokes in front of my house because this Nancy Dooley called you to my house because I said, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you, and that's called exercising my First Amendment right. So, Nancy, what crime did I commit? Fuck you too, Nancy. So I let them in, and I walk to my living room over here. And I turn around, and your whack job, male whack job, is this close to my face, and he says, what did you say to the woman in the car? And I said to him, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. And he says to me, don't swear at me. So he demands to know my speech. I tell him, and then he's supervising my speech in my house. This is what you're doing here in Monroe County. So when I call you words like fanatic and extremist, you should be able to understand and process why I'm calling you fanatic and extremist. Do you get that? Do you understand what I'm talking about there in your 1984? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Huh? Oh, excuse me, Michael Radler, the Double Dipper, Kathleen Miller, W today on SL Birdie. There's a phone booth here in my living room. So I'll just be right back. I just have to use this phone booth because I have to change. So I'll just be a minute. One sec. Pardon me. Excuse me. All right. So, when you're 18th place at my age in MCC beating guys half your age, you have to have the appropriate attire. So, now, I'm going to tell you about harassment. Second, I go to this gym called PW Fitness. Across from the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters. It's now closed. And I understand why. Because there are psychopaths at this gym. This gym even more so, because I've been going to the gym for 20 years, so I'm used to seeing a psychopath at the gym. Well, I'm on the bench press in the back. I'm doing my normal 3 sets of 10. And the gym psychopath this day is Jermaine Benman. And he walks up to me as I'm about to complete the 3rd set of 10. And he goes like this. I mean, he wants me to get the hell off the machine. I never allow the gym psychopath to tell me what to do. So I tell Benman, I'll be 30 seconds. I lean back to continue the exercise. Benman walks up to me, places his left leg, right leg over me, and he punches down like this. My head snaps back. This is an assault. I now know I can take a vicious punch. So a witness calls. Who do you think? A witness calls. Michael Radler, the Double Dipper. Who do you think a witness calls? Can you guess who a witness calls? Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And Andrew Reale shows up. So I go outside with Benman and Reale. And Reale tells me to wait in his vehicle. And I'm thinking, this is not going to go down well for me if I'm waiting in his vehicle. Because I go and I sit in the back seat of Reale's vehicle. So I'm sitting in the back seat of his vehicle, right? Lois Lane is nowhere near me. And I'm looking at Reale talk to Benman because Reale's coaching Benman what to say to me. And then he marches Benman around to the side of the vehicle, this violent Doug Benman. And I look up at him. And Benman says to me, I want to press charges against you. And that is how I'm charged with harassment second by your corrupt hack, Andrew Reale. So I have to go to Penfield Town Court. I appear before John P. Lomenzo Jr., and he's releasing sexual predator Daniel DeLouse in Penfield because DeLouse is trying to entice children with candy, and he was arrested on Anatel Luster. Lomenzo has a relationship with Daniel DeLouse. The second he doesn't recuse himself. And then DeLouse is released and re-arrested for doing the same thing, trying to entice children with candy or some other device to gain their favor. So here, the guy I have to appear in front of is a pedophile protection racket in Penfield. So, I'm in Penfield Town Court in the Penfield Public Library. And I've been over to that library because my ex-girlfriend, Beautiful Perfect Law, worked at Penfield Library. And I didn't know at the end of the hallway is Penfield Town Court because I've never been in a courtroom. And I look over at the prosecutor. You know what the prosecutor says in Penfield Town Court? Nothing. Not a word, not a sound, not a syllable. Because I'm not guilty of any crime. What is she going to say to Lomenzo as I was sitting in the back seat of Andrew Reality's car? What crime did I commit sitting in the back seat of Reality's car? Nothing. The proceeding ends in less than 5 minutes. I go in the back, and who's waiting in the back for me is Andrew Reality. Put your hands behind your back. Handcuffs go on me. He knows. He marched Benman around to the side of the vehicle to charge me with this lie. And I'm taking him to Monroe County Jail. So, I'm demanding every day to be released. And it's a nightmare. I know everything about that jail. I was obviously released because I'm home now. And when I was released, I have to go to Benman's appearance, this violent thug. So I get a subpoena. I go back to a court inside a library. Benman appears before James Mullen. I get there, I sit in the courtroom. I got a subpoena, I got to be there. I believe in the law. And a court employee approaches me. Are you Chris Chichester? I say yes. Orders me to leave the courtroom. I go to the room across the hall. 15 minutes later, she comes and she says, you can leave. So here I am with the subpoena. They're ordering me out of the courtroom. I don't leave. I go to the window. I say, what happened with the Jermaine Benman case? She replies, it's an adjournment of dismissal. I ask what that is. And I'm told, if he stays out of trouble. That's her fourth grade language to me. If he stays out of trouble, charges are dismissed. Do you understand what you have done to me? What Andrew Reali has done? I'm going to explain that again. I'm attacked by this violent thug, Jermaine Benman. And I go to Monroe County Jail after I appear before John Lomenzo as an innocent man. Jermaine Benman appears before James Mullen, and he goes home. Is this justice in the United States of America? So, I'm demanding title to that land. Why are you even involved in a dispute between grass cutting? Because I understand anybody that would say it's just cutting grass. Well, it's not. Because if you're on property you don't own, you should be on that property. If you believe in the Constitution of the United States and you believe in property rights, and if you don't own property, you shouldn't be on it. It's that simple. And I believe in the Constitution. I believe in property rights. And I've never been on property that I don't own or have not been approved to be upon. How do they own that land? My dentist, Dr. Gloria Nichols, was in the building that Sean Shaw occupied. And when I lived here with Beautiful Perfect Law, there's nobody ever on that land. No grass cutting ever. Because Dr. Nichols knows she doesn't own that land. She's down in a pathetic fantasy land like Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah. So I'm demanding the title from Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah. You know what they're doing? The same thing Todd Baxter's doing. Certified mail. Refused. Nayraj Shah. Refused. Prove you own that land. Refused. He can't prove he owns that land. Layla Kumar Shah. Refused. Change the name. Fused. Regular mail. Fused again. Regular mail. Layla Kumar Shah. Fused. Return to sender, I should say. Change the name. Nayraj Shah. Return to sender. Nayraj Shah. Return to sender. So, Charging document. More refuse to turn to sender from these repulsive people you've empowered to destroy my life, character, integrity. Accusatory instrument. Nobody's ever accused me of a crime ever because I've never committed a crime. That the defendant on the above date and location at approximately 1440 hours did knowingly enter or remain unlawfully in or upon the premises of 2041 Penn Road, Penn North by walking through the parking lot after being told through certified mail by the police he's not allowed on the property. I didn't talk to the police, so that's a lie. And I told Deputy Fascist Stooge Meyer how 20 people a day walk through that parking lot. How come these people aren't inflaming Layla Kumar and Nairan Shah? You know how many people walked through this parking lot today that I saw? And I was only home for 3 hours. 9 people. 9 people. They see people walk through that parking lot every day and don't call you because none of these people are me. So where's my 14th Amendment right to equal protection of laws? On June 30th, I go to the fireworks at Harris Whalen Park. After the fireworks at the park, everybody's walking down Penn Road, make a left right through the parking lot. Hundreds of people are in front of me walk through that parking lot. I kept walking down the sidewalk to Penn Road because I'm the only New Yorker in the state of New York that'll be arrested for walking through that parking lot. So, you will continue to refuse to comply with the law, and that is because you live in fear of the people of Monroe County learning what you are paid. I'm going to continue to send you a Freedom of Information Law document demand for your public employee salaries. I'm going to send it to you another 50 times. I don't care if I have to make another 50 YouTubes. Because I am relentless. You each work for a criminal organization, and you each are employed by a criminal calling himself Sheriff Todd Baxter.